Good day, viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to my channel. This is Girls Connection, the World Connection. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share. Also, click the notification bell to receive daily news updates locally and internationally. Stories coming up in today's news headlines are: elderly woman's throat slashed in Ocho Rios. Police searching for parents of child found dead in pit. Another senior citizen found dead with throat slashed. Woman held in relation to AK-47 submachine gun seizure in Manchester. Kingston mechanic charged for 500 pounds of Ganja seizure, and $1 million was also found. Elderly woman's throat slashed in Ocho Rios. The St. Anne police are probing the murder of an elderly woman who was found with her throat slashed at her house in Old Buckfield, Ocho Rios in the parish Friday night. The deceased woman has been identified as 72-year-old Doreen Celesto. Reports are that about 7:30 p.m., a relative found Celesto lying in a pool of blood and alerted the police. Upon their arrival, the body was seen with a wound to the neck. She was taken to hospital where they confirmed her death. A motive for the killing has not yet been established. Police searching for parents of child found dead in pit. The St. Catherine North Police have launched a search for the parents of a 6-year-old child whose body was found in a pit at Garden Pen in the parish. The child has been identified as Leroy Main, who was affectionately called Boy Boy. His body was fished from the pit after he was reported missing over a week ago. The body was found in the pit 2 days after the report, when concerned residents and the police conducted a search in the community. The body was seen floating in the effluent filled septic pit. The pit is close to the home the parents occupied with the child. The police, along with representatives of the Office of the Children's Advocate (OCA), are probing the matter. Another senior citizen found dead with throat slashed. A police probe is ongoing into the murder of an elderly farmer who was found with his throat slashed on the roadway in his community near to his home in Lucky Valley District in the parish last week. The deceased man has been identified as 66-year-old Timothy Benjamin of Lucky Valley District. Reports are that on Friday, March 31 at about 5 p.m., a resident stumbled upon the body and alerted the police. Upon their arrival, Benjamin was seen lying in a pool of blood. A further examination revealed that his throat was slashed. The elderly farmer was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Clarendon has been one of the parishes that have been recording high murder rates over recent years, and over the last 2 weeks, close to 10 persons have been murdered there. Among the latest casualties, on Wednesday, Nancy Samuels, a Cuban national of New Harbor Village, St. Catherine, who was a nurse, was stabbed to death reportedly by an ambulance driver at Hayes District in Clarendon. The suspect in the case of her death was taken into custody by the police. 2 days before, business operators Mark Miles, 59, and Debbie Heyman, 40, were attacked and shot to death at their business establishment at Yorktown in the parish. Also last Friday, Sean Cunningham, a 26-year-old tailor of Effortville, Clarendon, was shot dead at the Maypen Bus Park. The police reported that Cunningham was at a cook shop in the park when 2 gunmen attacked him and fired several shots. A woman was standing close by, was also shot and injured in the incident. Only 2 hours after Benjamin's body was discovered with the throat slashed, the body of another senior citizen, 72-year-old Doreen Celesto, was found with her throat also slashed at her house in Old Buckfield, Ocho Rios, St. Anne. The police reported that about 7:30 p.m., a relative found Celesto lying in a pool of blood and alerted the authorities. Upon their arrival, the body was seen with a wound to the neck. She was taken to hospital where her death was confirmed. The police are yet to establish a motive for that killing and are continuing their investigations. Woman held in relation to AK-47 submachine gun seizure in Manchester. A woman has been taken into police custody following the seizure of an AK-47 assault rifle, a submachine gun, and a homemade handgun in Manchester. 10 rounds of ammunition were also seized during an operation that was conducted in Alligator Pond in the parish on Friday night. Reports from the Manchester police are that about 8 p.m. on Friday, a team of officers carried out the operation at a premises in the mentioned community where the high-powered weapons and handgun were allegedly found. The identity of the female who has been taken into custody has been withheld pending further investigation into the find and seizure. Kingston mechanic charged for £500 of Ganja seizure and $1 million was also found. The narcotics police have arrested and charged a Kingston mechanic for breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act following the seizure of over £500 of compressed ganja in Clarendon on Saturday. The accused has been identified as 33-year-old Sheldon Lodge of a Kingston 20 address. Reports are that about 8:30 a.m., the police intercepted a Toyota Hiace minibus and a Toyota Noah minibus along the Clarendon Park Main Road. During a search of the Hiace minibus, which was reportedly being driven by Lodge, who was the sole occupant of the vehicle, 6 bags containing 524 pounds of compressed ganja were found and seized. The ganja and the minibus were seized and Lodge was taken into custody. He was subsequently charged with possession of ganja, dealing in ganja and trafficking ganja. He is booked to appear in the Clarendon Parish Court later this week. During a search of the Noah minibus, which was being driven by a lone male occupant, cash amounting to $1 million was found and seized under the Proceed of Crime Act, pending further investigation by the narcotics police, who are probing both seizures. Seaga hailed as nation builder. Minister without portfolio in the office of the Prime Minister, Mike Henry, has hailed late former Prime Minister Edward Seaga as a nation builder and cultural icon who was instrumental in advancing Jamaica's creative industries. I was his junior minister in the Ministry of Culture and worked with him as Minister of State for Information when the Creative Production and Training Center was established and where the whole process of the transference of black and white television to color was initiated, Henry shared. In reflecting on Seaga's life and contributions during an interview with JIS News, Henry said, "When I made a decision to go into politics, I did so on the basis of Mr. Seaga's history and what I came into contact with in terms of seeking to serve my country." The minister said he was inspired by Seaga's strength of character and zeal to enhance the lives of Jamaica's most vulnerable citizens. "What attracted me was his love for the poor. Love in the sense of not leaving them poor, but moving them to the next stage of development," Henry indicated. He noted that Seaga's contribution to the development of music, literature, and culture was significant, particularly to Afrocentricity. "That contribution is immeasurable. What we really need now is to see some of this implemented into today's world, to be able to rebuild and remold the society the way that he himself had desired," Henry said. In recounted fond memories of their interactions, Henry said he admired Seaga's ability to adjust and ignore some of the distractive issues and continue along the path he thought he should be or needed to be pursued. Seaga was Jamaica's 5th Prime Minister, passed away on May 28 in a hospital in the United States where he was receiving treatment for his illness. He was 89 years old. He was one of the key architects of Jamaica's Constitution, which was framed in 1961. Seaga initiated a revision of the human rights section of the Constitution to provide for a charter of fundamental rights and freedoms. He also created the Office of the Public Defender. During the course of his political life, he made a significant impact on Jamaica's growth and development through the introduction of various programs and establishment of institutions across the social, cultural, political, and financial landscapes. These engagements started as early as 1961 with the establishment of Things Jamaican, which served the streamlined activities within the local craft industry and associated sectors. Seaga was also instrumental in establishing the Jamaica Festival movement, and spearheaded the repatriation of the remains of Marcus Garvey and his subsequent appointment as the country's first national hero. The former Prime Minister also created the training institution Heart Trust NTA and established the Urban Development Corporation UDC, Jamaica Stock Exchange JSE, and Jamaica Unit Trust. He was also instrumental in the establishment of the Jamaica Mortgage Bank JMB, Students Loan Bureau, National Development Bank, Agricultural Credit Bank, Jamaica National Investment Promotion Limited, now Jamaica Promotions Corporation, and the Export-Import Bank. Seaga represented the constituency of West Kingston from 1962 until his retirement from active politics in 2005. He subsequently accepted a position as Senior Research Fellow at the University of the West Indies Mona campus and was thereafter appointed Chancellor at the University of Technology in 2010. Seaga also served as president of the Tivoli Gardens Football Club and chaired the Premier League Clubs Association. The late former Prime Minister, whose body is scheduled to arrive in Kingston on Sunday, June 2, has been accorded a state funeral. This is Girls Connection, the World Connection. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share. Also, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Thank you.